What is up, Need for Speed racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, and we're here with the Infiniti Q60 at S+. This car is a banger. It is one of the fastest cars in the game, hands down, no clickbait. It's awesome. This isn't a Nilbot build, this is a Cornnut build. It's awesome. So, it's a budget Bugatti, straight up. The Chiron is 245, soft cap is the top speed in the game, and the Chiron will do it, but it's undrivable, it's really expensive, and it's really not that good of a car. Then we have the Regera, which is insane. It's a really good car, it's the best car in the game, and it's utterly dominant. So we remove those two from the conversation. Then you have this. It is in its own class. It is not a dominant supercar on the short track. It doesn't do the twisties all that good, but you get this thing on Big O. It will cruise easy 237, just full speed, happy 237, no problem. Hit a bar of boost, 240. Hit 3 bars of boost, 245. You're gonna hit the soft cap in this. Let's dig in the build. Stay tuned for the handling portion of this. There's one huge tip that you need to have on this build for it to be drivable. Stay tuned. A lot of people skip that portion and then they wonder why the car doesn't handle right. It's because you guys don't watch everything. Listen, pay attention. For everybody else, please like, subscribe, follow if you haven't. I'm here for you, making content to get us out there in the Need for Speed world and go fast. Let's dig into the build. The engine that you are running in this, go all the way to the right, come back 1. That is the Bugatti 8.0 liter W16. We basically are going budget Bugatti. Instead of spending $3.5 million when it's all said and done, we can do it for $500,000. For an S Plus build, that's really pretty reasonable. So this is the motor, you guys. It's really good. I've had no problems with it once I stuck it in the car. Now, you have the Bugatti motor. It's Elite Platinum part. It comes with Elite Platinum parts. You can't change anything on the induction. You can't change anything on the ECU. Stock part for the fuel system is Elite Platinum. Same thing with the exhaust. Now, you do get to change the forced induction. I am running the screw supercharger. The reason for this is the other ones are watered down. If you run the turbo, it says it does 237. Yes, it does, but so does the screw. That being said, with the turbo on there, you only get power at the very top end of the RPMs, and this car bleeds speed with that. You run the Roots, it's a lesser version of the screw, so you run the screw instead. Twins is like a watered down version of both turbos and superchargers. It's not bad, but really overall, you guys, you want to be living with the screw supercharger. I tried it with the Sentry. I really wasn't happy with that either. Go with the screw. We tried it a couple different ways. Me and Seike were testing the car a lot. We really think the screw is the way to go. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like 60 grand. You could change that part out, find something else, try some other stuff, but my build is this. You're going to run Elite Platinum everything else except the transmission. So you're going to put Elite Platinum nitrous. You're going to run Elite Platinum road suspension. You're going to run Elite Platinum brakes. Believe me, you need them. You need to slow the car down. Elite Platinum grip tires. I also tried it with the road tires. It was good in a straight line with the road tires. It didn't turn. This car needs as much grip as you can give it. So run the grip tires. It's a lot better choice. It makes the car drivable. Trust. Elite Platinum clutch. Now for the transmission, I run the 7-speed. There is an 8-speed option. As a manual player, I found that with the 8-speed, I was having difficulty with it being in the right gear, whereas with the 7-speed, it was really like, do you want to be in 6th or do you want to be in 7th? And so it made it a lot easier for me. Now, if you're an automatic player, you might try the 8-speed. Let the game figure it out. It's already got an elite clutch in it. It's not going to hurt you at all to have that 8-speed. I would probably recommend that to the auto guys. For the manual guys, probably want to run that 7-speed. But try them out. It's really not that big of a deal. I mean, we're talking 28,000 in-game credits, and really, if you're buying this, you've got it. You're going to run Elite Platinum differential. This car only does 80% grip, so you need all the diff to get it all the way to the left. Auxiliaries, nitrous drift, nitrous grip. Micro drifts are a thing with this car, especially on some of the short tracks. You want to be able to micro drift those corners. For the handling, super omega important. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. This is the part that I need you to see. Something I've never done on any of my other Cornnut builds. Get ready. Handling all the way to the left, 80% grip. Steering sensitivity, I'm 2 clicks up. I'm going to strongly recommend that most of you guys run it in the lower zone to the left of center. It's going to make the car more drivable. I was having some difficulties here. I had to get really light with the thumbstick and not turn it all the way because the car was a little twitchy. So I'd recommend the low side of things over here, guys. Downforce all the way high, no question, all the way high. This car needs as much downforce and grip as you can get it. We're cramming a lot of horsepower and a lot of speed into a car that's not meant to go that fast. So run it, guys. Traction control is on. This is the tip. Traction control needs to be on for this car. It is an undrivable, drifty, loop out on you in every corner machine. Like it gets unhappy, and I found myself in the ocean, like on a lot of different turns. It's not what you need. You're in forest or you're in the ocean or in the wall dead. It's like pick one of the three. It's going to happen in every corner. I was running with Seikei. He was super consistent. I was like, dude, what's the game? You're driving this perfect, bro. He's like, dude, turn on traction control. I was like, oh, blasphemy, traction control. He's like, no, for this car, it needs it. I was like, all right, let me give it a go. For sure. Traction control is the nuts and bolts of the way this car works. It's really, really very, very predictable once you turn it on, and it doesn't take away from the car's performance at all. So run it with traction control. Try it without it, just to see how crazy it is, and then turn it on and be like, oh, this car's actually pretty good. Drift entry, I have brake tap. This car will micro drift even with traction control on, which 100% of all the other times I have traction control off so I can micro drift. This has got so much power and performance that it actually will micro drift with traction control. Anyway, that is the build for the Infiniti Q60. It says it goes 236, cruising speed's 237, 238, hit a bar of boost, go 240, 245 if you hit a 3 bar, let's go. Car's fast as hell. It's a lot of fun to drive. 1480 on the horsepower, 1225 on the torque. It's gonna carry you through Big O like just insane. Gameplay footage after this, it's me and Seikei running this car through the gears, having a lot of fun. I'll be straight up honest with you guys. I didn't win a single race for any of the gameplay footage, but I was running guys that were either A in Regueras or B I would crash and then lose. I mean, like, I was personally struggling this morning trying to get gameplay footage for you guys. But regardless, I wanted to bring you the build. Seikei kills it in this car, so show some exhibition of him doing it. And overall, it's a lot of fun. You guys have a great rest of your day. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right, race 1. It's tricky. This track is a lot of fun. It's really tech. It is not the shining example of what this car can do at S+, but I want to show you that it can work a tech track as well. Lots of turns, lots of places to bleed speed. We're just going to work through the gears. We're going to use boost whenever we can. Somebody else literally was a rocket ship above us back there. I don't know if you guys saw that at the top of the screen. Pretty wild. We're going to wait till the exit of the corner. We're going to cap our 3-bar boost and just get up to speed. This car does really well. We got a grip turn through there and a drift turn, so we're able to micro drift this car no problem. It's very, very fast. I really do enjoy driving it. We're going to keep our nose clean through here, kind of try to stay in oncoming to build up that nitrous bar as much as we can. Now, we are running against some pretty fast cars. We've got a Regera in this playlist. We've got the new Countach in this playlist. We've got the McLaren F1. And then we've got Seikei back there. He's running the Infiniti with us as well. So we lose a lot of speed there, and that allows Lord CJS or JCS to come past us in his McLaren F1. Now, we do walk him down. You'll see that we start to gain speed on him, and we're able to start catching up. And so that does show that we've got more horsepower, we've got skill. I come through that. He clips that car, sends it into us, sends me offline. That's going to make it tough for us to catch him now because he's got momentum and he's able to chain his boost through here, so he's going to come out with far more boost than us, and he's able to just walk that gap a little more. I do try to catch back up, but obviously one wreck in an S+ race is usually enough to give the win to whoever runs flawless, and so Lord runs a very flawless race from here on out. That being said, we micro drift right there, no problem. We're able to keep the car, in pretty good shape. I'm able to avoid traffic to the best of my ability. Don't really get tore up too much. Use a little bit of brake action. The car's really good. Like, it doesn't have any problem getting up to speed. Seikei's right behind us in his Infiniti, and we're walking away from everybody else in the race. And that one of those cars is a Regera. Now, that being said, Wet Like Stacks is probably not the best Regera driver, but kind of like the Pista drivers, they are compensating for their lack of skill with a car that is, really fast. So it balances out. we're running pretty good here. No special lines on this track. Basically, at S+, just don't crash and you'll win. That's really the name of the game. I try to avoid traffic there, end up in the dirt. It just is what it is. Overall, the car does handle pretty good. That's what I wanted to show you. And we will slowly progress into better racing. So let's move on to the next race. Alright, Big City Life. This track is a lot of fun. There's a lot of tech involved here. Once again, I'm showing you these tech tracks because this isn't a one-trick pony, but it does require some pretty good driving to make it all work. So at the start of the race here, we launch in 4th gear. For you auto players, just get a perfect start. Always. If you're not getting a perfect start every single race, you need to work on that. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. We get a nice tight line through here. We cut through the grass here, a little bit of a degen line, keeping it just straight and planted. Keep it tight. Drive through here. Now, I like to split middle so that way if there's traffic, I can avoid it on either side. There's traffic on the left, so we get through. There's Drummer Boy in that Ferrari FSXK Evo. You will see us start to walk him down because our car's got more power and more horsepower. He goes through the dirt. Ferraris always lose speed through the dirt, so we're able to get ahead and be clean here. Now, I am going to downshift and drift here. Go through the dirt, keep a nice open, wide line to be steady. Now, this is degen. I was literally boosting, trying not to die. Somehow stayed alive. Insane stuff there, but hey, we'll take it. The car isn't crazy in the dirt as long as you can control it. So now it's me and Seike. He's also in the Infiniti Q60, same build, so both of us are dominating this race. We're running against 6 other cars that are not the Infiniti, and we're doing just fine, you guys. So that gives you an idea how this car can be if you got a good driver mod. Now, I'm chasing him. I've got a 3-bar. I'm getting excited. I'm like, okay, I'm going to boost around on the inside, and it's going to be everything good. I end up rear-ending him with the 3 bars, throwing myself into the ocean, and that's going to be my race. Seike is going to take it from here on out. Now, we do get passed by a couple of cars there. Puts us into 4th. I'm a little shaken up. I'm not really excited because I was doing really good, so I wanted to pass by. There's that Regera skill issue. I boost, get a little loose, crash again. Now the Regera and Furious Kong are in front of us. Lord's in front of us. We got all kinds of guys in front of us. We got a lot of work to do. But this car has a lot of horsepower, and it does handle pretty good. So we've got some catch-up ability, so to speak. We use our boost. We use our NOS. Rolling through the gears, we go 5th. We click into 6th. You run 6th until you're going about 200 and some change, and then you catch 7th gear. So really, the gearing for this car is already pretty good. That's why I don't think we need the 8. We tried to go too wide through the turnstile back there. We absolutely murdered. Helped me find her. That was not intentional, but when there's only room for 2 cars, my car is going to be one of them, let me tell you. So now we're catching up to the guys. We got Wet Like Stacks, which that was the person in the Regera. We saw them take a quick exit into the ocean back there. Get a good grip turn around this. Drummer Boy clips the inside. Now we got to pass Furious. He's in the Bugatti. We roll by him, no problem. And now we're back into 3rd. Lord CJS is running a very clean race, and so that's going to put both the Infinitis in 2nd and 3rd. So we got Seike in his Infiniti, and then me in 3rd place in mine. So I want to show you guys that even if you crash, you can catch back up in this car as long as you're running clean and having fun. Let's go to Big O. All right, Big O. I've actually got 4 races for you today, and so we've got one more after this. I want to showcase one specific thing here, you guys. There are cheaters, and you need to report them. In this race, we've got a gentleman. He eats soap. Kid eats soaps behind us. He is in a Charger in S+. That Charger doesn't do with that in the game what he just did. It doesn't matter what build you put into it. It doesn't accelerate like that. And so now he's way out in front. We do what we can to catch back up. Myself and Seike are in the Infiniti, so we're running, just doing what we can to catch Imp up there. He's one of the guys on the blacklist. Imp's really fast. But Kid Eats Soaps he's eked out a 700-yard lead on us, and we're running flawless. Like, don't get me wrong, the Regera could eke out a lead like that, maybe, if we made some mistakes, but we haven't. So that guy's absolutely hacking, and we reported him later as a group. If you guys see people like that, go into the lobby portion of the friends bar, like if you press the back button on the Xbox controller, and then it shows you everybody in your lobby. If you interact with their character tile, you can actually report them. And so just go through the report feature, try to get people like that off the servers because they're ruining it for everybody else. I'm not saying that me and Seikei are unbeatable by any means, and we just report people for fun. But when we see stuff like that with the way that car was acting, we actually raced with that guy in a few other playlists after this, and as a group, we definitely reported him because that's some BS. We don't let that happen. But regardless, you guys can see that this car is sitting there cruising 237, bouncing off the rev limiter. It's really fast. If you hit a 3-bar, this car has no problem getting up to 245. So we're using our boost to get back up to speed. There's 237, 238. We're kind of crashing, going a little faster, trying to avoid traffic, but the cruising speed for this car is nuts. I mean, it's very, very fast. It's faster than hardly every other car with the exception of the Veyron. There was 240 right there. So I bring you this race not because it's an especially good race. It's just us running fast on Big O, but it's both of the Infinitis doing very, very well. And if we did not have a cheater in our lobby, it would be me and Seikei just dominating. The guy is 3,800 yards in front of us. Like, just low energy. No, I have no respect for cheaters. I'm all about exploits and getting fast cars and doing fun things, but if it's directly going to result in other people taking a loss that is unfair to them, I don't agree with that at all. Now, I get a little loose there, so my race with Seikei is pretty much done because he's running damn near perfect. He's really, really fast. If you guys have not seen Seikei race with the Cornnut crew, he's one of the guys for sure. But yeah, Kid Eats Soaps is a freaking joke, and if you happen to watch any videos, Kid Eats Soaps, and you're out there, I have no respect for you as a person. So, you know, you just uninstall the game, turn off your box, and get messed up, kid. You're no cool. Imp passes us in his car. He's doing just fine. We make a little mistake there. We are gaining back on him. You will see that we are walking that gap down, but there's not enough time. Seikei does do really good in his Infiniti. And that Kid Eats Soaps guy stopped at the end, slowed way down, so that way he wouldn't have some kind of crazy deficit. So the times between his 304 and Seikei's 305 looks really close, but obviously we know that guy's hacking. So, low energy. That Dodge Charger doesn't do that. That guy sucks. All right, head spin. Last race of the video I'm going to show you today. This is a tech track, but me and Seikei roll this car out, no problem. We have a lot of fun in it, and we do really well. And so I always want to bring you a good exhibition of what the car can do. His is pretty stock, but at least he's got his license plate changed, so I've got mad respect for Seikei in that sense. Once again, we're back up to an 8-player full lobby. There's our boy Wet Like Stacks up there in his Regera. It's a skill issue for sure because that car should walk us no problem. But, you know, driver mod is going to trump car mod every day of the week. That being said, with this car, you guys, just keep it tame, use the brakes, be ginger into the corners, and just make sure that you're driving the car not crazy, but, you know, controlled. If you can control it, it's very, very fast. So Help Me Find Her is out there. He's in that Ford GT. Now, that Ford GT only does about 215, 220. Ask me how I know. I just got done building it. You'll see that coming into this corner, which is a hairpin at the end of this long straightaway, I'm on the brakes right now. And turning in to slow this car down because I wanted to be in control. Seikei was drafting. He used a boost to get around that corner and to make a very good turn. And so with his boost turn, he actually gets a lead out on us. But Help Me Find Her goes and crashes his Ford GT because he was out of control. And so now the Infinitis are up front. We're running it, making this car look good, having a lot of fun. 6th gear will outrun the Ford GT, and then you click into 7th, and it's just all gravy from there on out. So overall, this car is a lot of fun to drive, and it'll do just fine on tech tracks, you guys. Wet Like Stacks is back there in 6th in his Regera. So don't be intimidated by the Regeras, you guys. Your driver mod, if it's good, you can do a lot of good things with it. One corner left. We come around this. Gonna hit the boost. And now we're pretty much safe, because even if somebody behind me had, you know, NOS or boost, we've got enough acceleration and enough ponies in this car that we should be able to outstrip just about everybody. Overall, it's not any record-breaking runs, but that is an Infiniti Q60 running first in 2nd. And overall, it's a really fun car. One of the fastest in S Plus for sure. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.